Hey there, everyone. This is Yui. Welcome to episode 14 of FTB University. Today, we're going to automate Botania's version of Conway's Game of Life. So, let's get to it. Now, disclaimer, I have never done this before, and I am by no means an expert. I am familiar with it, but that's the extent. And I'm definitely not using any uh, pre-existing thing I found because I haven't found any that are tiny. I wanted a small one. But the problem was the orchid consumes way too much mana, and we don't generate enough. If we go out here, I've cleared it. It's gone. Everything except the altar. So it's all empty here. The orchid is way too dang loud. Way too loud. So I moved it into a compact machine. So let's grab a sign, actually. What? Oh, that's from the nether home I ripped down. I don't know when I ripped that down, honestly, but it's gone. This here is Botania. Before we go in, since the little apothecary is out here, this is a single flower, basically, that does all this. You need a bunch of stuff. It's one of each of the basic runes except mana. Go away. And then it's a Gaia Spear, so you have to kill Gaia. And both greens, lime and regular, and then 2 purples. All of those combined get you the Dandelifeon. I'm assuming it's Lifeon because it's Game of Life. It sounds more natural to say Lifeon, I guess. I don't know. But I'm saying Lifeon because Game of Life. And that's the magic where this'll work. So to do this, though, we need cellular blocks. And each time it runs a game, it's going to need new cellular blocks. So these are the cells. If you're not familiar with the Game of Life, it's right here. So if a cell, which is this cell, has 2 or 3 neighbors, it survives. If a cell not satisfy it, it dies. And then if there's basically a blank space, so a dead cell is what they consider. So if it's a blank space and it has 3 live neighbors, it becomes a live cell. And basically, then after so long, once it gets near, let's see, where's it say? So it's capped at 100 cycles. But when it gets close, where's it say there? The 3x3 zone around the Dandelifeon will absorb the cell and then convert it to mana. So our goal is to kind of get the cells to just reproduce in such a way that they float over towards the Dandelifeon and get consumed and turned into mana. But now, to start off, we need the Dandelifeon, which we got. The next step is we need the cells. So inside of the little factory area, I've got this set up here. So a cell, it's just plant matter. So it's nice and easy. Potatoes, carrots, beetroot, and cactus. 3 cactus, though. So I might add another one. Who knows? But we'll just populate all of these guys. Beetroot and cactus. All of them are set with water, power, and extracting cables. First thing we're going to need is a nice... Oh, where do I want this stuff? Actually, let's just drop it here. That one, and I've got another one. We'll put on top. Let me go ahead and lock these. So, yeah, no. no again. No again. So potato, carrot, cactus, and beetroot will go down here, and the seeds will go in this void drawer up here. I don't care about the seeds, so goodbye. Assemblycator with a pattern and a chest. The chest I'm going to drop here. This is going to... Oop. Wrong one. This here is going to be the input chest for the cells. So I'm not going to go through the network at all. There's no point in putting them in the computer and then taking them back out. So I'm just going to put them right in here. So that means we need to pipe this stuff. Well, actually, we need to build up. We've got a formula. Put the recipe in for a cell. Save it. Stock control on. Auto mode on. Side configuration, we're going right side is input, left side is output. Auto eject. And then I should be able to just pipe this stuff in. And it'll keep it full. Now we just need to run a power line. And there we go. So now we have essentially an unlimited supply of cellular blocks. Yeah, the cactus is going to be a little slow, isn't it? So let's go ahead. I've had a cactus farm before, so we'll just jumpstart the cactus. Just to make sure there's enough of it. And if it becomes a problem, I can add another garden cloche for it. There we go. So those are the two things we need. The Dandelifeon and the blocks. The cell blocks. So, here's what I did over here. I moved almost everything over here except the altar. I don't particularly care about the altar. It's more enjoyable for me to get the runes through killing Gaia than it is to just craft them. And if you roll really well on the relic dice thing afterwards, you get a ton more. But here's the nice little compact setup. So this is the stuff that generates the cake back here, which goes down here. The cow's over here with his little milker thing. The only difference is for this exporter, just to be safe, I swapped the channels. So this is channel 1, which connects to channel 1 here. And this is channel 0, which connects to the channel 0 over here. Just so they don't get confused. There's my little mana, or the anti-magnet ring. But I was standing on it, so it doesn't work. The problem here is eggs. Eggs are the problem. I've got that many chickens, and they're still the backlog, so I might breed more. Okay, I broke the bedrock. Not bedrock, but close enough. And so basically, this little mana pool has a recessive spark on it, which sends it to these 4, plus those 4, plus this 1. So until all 8 of these are full, there's only 1/9 of the mana production going up. And then I have it chained. So it goes there, gets shot up, and then it just keeps getting shot up. Up until here, there's another recessive one there just to push the mana up. And there's a spark on this one. The rest of these don't have sparks. And that goes all the way up here to this super loud, annoying thing. Oh, I'm going to have to cut that sound down. And then, so there's the setup for the orchid. These 4 mana pools were at least half full each before I started recording. And I haven't done a whole terribly much, maybe an hour or so, and so they're draining way too fast. So that's what this area here is for. Now, the Dandelifeon has an area of 25 by 25. I am not using that. So I wanted this to fit into the one chunk, which I forgot to reclaim after breaking the stuff. And so that probably doesn't help the mana. But yeah, so I'm going to play with it to get it to work here. That's the goal. So I've got some stuff. The first thing I'm going to do is, so that the flower runs better, I've got an overgrowth seed. Hang on, let me see if there's a setting for that. Well, I don't particularly know, but whatever. I don't know if the beams are supposed to be visible through blocks or if that's an Optifine screw-up thing. Doesn't matter. I'll live with it. Okay, so like I was saying, enchanted soil for the flowers so that the game runs faster. That's the range of it. It goes way out. You can't really see because of the walls, but it goes out. Way out there. That's 4 chunks worth. I don't want to load 4 chunks for just one flower. So I'm going to play with it to hopefully make it fit here. Oh, now that I think about it, we need a little extra room. Let's just set it up here is fine. Oh, I'm missing something, aren't I? Okay. Now, from what I've read or seen or whatever, the flower needs, unless it was just that one version I saw, 26 seconds to run if it has the enchanted soil, or 52 seconds with regular grass. So I've got a sequencer, which we can set. We can set this to 1 second each, and a length of, let's just say, since we're doing it with placers, they'll probably only need a second. So 26 for the game plus 1 second, and we'll loop that. So that's going to be 8, 16, 24, 25, 26. And this is a 27th one, which will not have a signal. And then these will get ignored because our length is only going to 27. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, with that, we're going to send that signal into a redstone transmitter. Now that I think about it, that's all I need. I don't need a whole lot of fancy stuff here. 2 blocks, that's it. Now then, oh, actually, I lied. Just in case. This should adhere to a lever. Ignore. Restart on pulse. Loop cycle when redstone signal. I just wanted to. Whatever, forget it. We can put that elsewhere. Okay. That's the redstone part. I've got receivers. If we right click here, it'll link them. And so if we drop those out and give them a wire, you'll see they'll be on for 26 seconds and then they'll pop off for a second. And that's what we just saw. Right when I put it down, it was off. 17, 18, 19, 20. So if you see the wire at the top there, it'll pulse off for a second and then back on. That should be enough time. We'll see. Okay, now this part, let's see, how do you say this? It's a complete trial and error. So there are specific patterns that do things, but I don't really remember them all, so it doesn't matter. I've got these placers. Underneath, now this pattern will fail because this turns into a something along the line. 2, 3, skip, 1, 2, 3. In case you were wondering, it'll turn into something like this, and then it'll just alternate going back and forth like that, and it's not at all what we want. So we need to modify it by either blocking off areas or adding other placers. So the example I saw was something like this, with placers here, and then it had blocks in a bunch of random spots. This will force it to go, I think this forces it down this way-ish a little bit. It kind of messes up this top part. Well, actually, we can just see how that looks. I've got this guy. This guy's going underneath. This is our input chest with our stuff in it. Okay, so we've got almost 2 stacks. Each one of these, this is a terrible block for this. I would recommend using a block placer from Exporter. Using an exporter from Integrated Dynamics, because you can control it and it won't need to have a buffer inventory. There's not much I can do about that. On reverse pulse, basically. So this is pulse mode. This is inverted. So this is when it does not have a redstone signal for the first time. We can see the problem here is I need so many to fill this up, because it's just going to fill in one. Oh, wait, what we can do, now that I think about it, no, that's not going to work. Go faster, please. Here plus sorter. We can do single item and cycle inventories. And filter item stack that save. There we go. Well, now they all at least get something. For some reason it's off. I'm not sure why this one has more. That seems to be working, though. There we go. Oh. He's the only one I set. They all have to be set like that. Inverted pulse. Inverted pulse. I hope that's the right way. Actually, no, that's not inverted, isn't it? If I hover over this, ignored is the X, so inverted is going to be the top one. There we go. We've got enough for 21 games. Like I said, each game lasts, in theory, 26 seconds. We'll find out. I keep trying to fly. Okay. Here, you can have those back. Now, all we need to do is send a signal to the flower. We'll do that with the receiver. So now this will get a signal for 26 of the 27 seconds. Oh. I didn't think that through, did I? Actually, it should be okay, right? We'll find out. That might trigger them, because these blocks will then have... Oh, I gotta rethink my strategy here. Hang on. Or not. It actually did work, it's just that this pattern dies. Like, real quick. Super quick, actually. Just watch it. Yeah. See, that's not ideal. I thought this was a little different than that. What happens if you play? I don't think it... That is weird. Well, at this point, that's the general concept. So I'm going to play around with this for a little while and see if I can get something. Okay, so if we're talking the cells, carrots, potatoes, beetroot all produce 2. And carrots. Yeah, they all produce 2. Cactuses produce 1. And we need 3 times as many. So to compensate, I've set up 6 of them in total. So there's 6 cactus, 1 of each of those. I am not confident that this is fast enough to keep up with the setup that I am currently using. I currently have it disabled, so I'm building up a backlog, and I've preloaded it with cactus to catch up to the stuff that was in there already. But let's go experiment a little bit. I've got a minecart. I'm going to give it a mana pool, because I am running into an issue of transferring mana fast enough, which means I need a couple pumps. At least they're nice and cheap. And then let's go mess this up. All right. So this produces a surprisingly decent amount of mana still with the Kekimaris and the 8 Endoflames. And so what ends up happening is, well, this mana pool's okay now. I've had a chain of Gaia spreaders going to the top. And these ones seem to be keeping up. But as soon as it hits here with the additional mana from the Dandelifeon, it can't keep up. So I've got this nasty system here. This is just an ugly rail going all the way to the top, and you're off, right? Good, because I don't want that stupid noise. Currently, this doesn't have much mana in it, but that goes all the way up here. So I've got 2 pumps. This should work like that. No. That. So I'm guessing the arrow is the way the mana goes. So this is going to be our unloading station. We're going to pump mana out. We can check how much mana is in there with a comparator. That's inside of the mana pool in the minecart. The minecart with the mana pool. And then we can use that. I'm going to knot it to trigger this powered rail. So if there's no mana here, it should power it. If there is mana here, it'll pick up a signal with the comparator, convert it in the NOT gate, and turn this off, and thus should disable this powered rail. We'll see. It might not be fast enough. We might need to add a detector rail down here. Now down on this side, we're going to other way. I keep doing that because I keep trying to break an ender chest underneath. We're going to pump the mana out of the pool into here. We need another comparator. And this time we're going to use cheap redstone dust. Now with a signal strength of about 13, the thing is basically full. Minus a little, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The button was just to see if I can make it to the top. Because I'm not really a major user of Rails. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. So now in theory, this should be set up to work. And to find out, I'm going to drop you there. It's going to pump the mana into the pool. Send it off. And maybe I need to add a few more powered rails. Okay, it's pumping it out. It's empty, and it's going back to refill. Perfect. This has a dominant on it, but just to make it a little better, we're going to drop this here. Let's grab a spark and a recessive. Recessive for you, so you'll fill all these, so you should almost always be empty. And I will turn this back on after I am done. Do I have any more mana pools? No, but we can make a few. They're not that expensive. I just want to make sure there's plenty of mana up here, stockpiled. That way I don't have to worry about it. All right, great. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the extra 9th for the dominant. So all that mana down there gets piped up to here. Well, if it's not full down there, a ninth of it gets piped up. Otherwise, all of it does. And then slowly fill up the cart. Great. Okay, now let's talk down here. So I saw an interesting thing on the Reddit. I don't know how old the post was. I think it was several years, or maybe this one was a couple months. This one was a couple months, I think. The concept is a 2x2 is stable in the game of life. It won't change. So the idea is to let these stay stable for the most of it. The game lasts for 100, so get them up to 100 basically, and then drop in another one in between them, and that'll spawn them here, because it'll have 3 neighbors here, here, and here, and the same on that side. So you're just missing 2, which is fine. So that's 6 at max life, which is a lot of mana. It ends up being a full Gaia spreader and a little over half a Dandelifeon. The problem is that's 16 plus another 2. So that's 18 of these cellular blocks. Way too much. So in the meantime, I think these are all empty because I ran out. Let's go underneath and, okay, here's what I've changed. This guy is now set to 50 at half a second each. I guess you can do 25 and delay of 20. I don't know. It seems to be okay. Underneath, I've got a jumbled mess. So, these corner 16 placers are set to ignore redstone and continuous. So whenever you give it a block, it's going to place it. Okay, well that was a nice waste. Thank you. Oh, because it's running. That's right. The game's always running. Because I just put a redstone block there. No more timer there. So the game's always running. Down here, I've swapped out the receivers. Right here, it toggles these 2 placers. That one in the middle there, and that one in the middle there. Those 2 are the ones that are now set to... that's not inverted pulse mode. So these ones will place continuously, and these ones will place... Let's just disable this until we get more. These ones will place every 25 seconds. Because half a second 50 times, so 25 seconds. And I've just got them all piped up to this chest. I'm going to break this so only half of it runs, because I definitely don't have enough production right now. I'm fairly certain of that. I've got a good backlog, but that's going to go away real quick. So I'll let it load them up. That should be good. Let's power it. This first cycle is going to be trash because it's going to be a partial, but that's fine. And I might need to toggle the timing on it. So we'll see how this goes. So that was a Gaia spreader plus a little under a fourth. I might have to increase the length of time, which is fine. I don't mind. I don't know exactly how long this is supposed to run for. Like I said, right now it runs, yeah, so no. I had it originally to 20. Oh, that's right, I'm only doing half now. That would probably be why. I think it's okay. So just to be sure, let's just double check once it finishes. No, that was definitely a little bit more, right? I'm not going crazy. Now the problem is I still don't know if the blocks will keep up. But we're only using 9 this time, and we get a quarter on the Dandelifeon and a full Gaia mana spreader. I had to put the potency lens on it so it transfers faster. And so there we go. So that should get us a relatively... I don't know if it's enough, but it's automated. It's fairly simple. It's just expensive. And a little ugly. But there you have it. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'm pretty sure I accomplished what I wanted to. I'll have to watch it and see once it runs out of blocks. But that's going to take a little while. So anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.